Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday. It is 9:08 p.m. Central Time here in San Antonio, Texas. It's the beginning of October, so spooky season is now upon us. Welcome to the show. I am Drew Yari, and this is the experience. And with me, as always,
What was that? And this is I'm Drew. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, Justin from Spinebuster Tees and Spinebustertees.com.
I did that for dramatic effect.
Yeah, well,
And,
Oh boy.
and joining
Hey.
us.
Christ.
Joining us tonight is the pride of South Carolina, also Brooklyn, Mr. RJ.
RJ the Brooklyn Savage is in the house. What's going on, guys?
I was trying to do my Don Tony impression. This is the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show.
Oh man.
Damn.
I mean, we're not even a couple minutes in. I'm already getting scared to death already.
I'm glad I can instill that kind of fear in you, Justin.
Oh boy.
Anywho, so
Mate.
yeah, tonight we have an interesting show. I mean, a big chunk of it has been the three biggest things that have been going on, or one of them is about to happen this weekend with Bad Blood. The other being NXT last night, premiering on CW, and also some big news. A big deal was signed by a certain company.
Oh yeah, AEW.
God damn it! I was trying to be.
Everyone knows. It's not,
I was trying to be coy. I was trying to be coy about it. God damn it!
Come on. Just kidding.
Hey, for all we know, there's somebody living in Antarctica watching their small little television in their igloo, going AEW.
They wouldn't be listening to this podcast. They'll be trying to be worried how to try to get fish at negative 25 degrees right now.
Hey, everybody wants to listen to RJ's beautiful voice while they're eating fish in Antarctica. Okay?
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, my melodious voice.
Yeah, there's a joke there somewhere, but I'll leave it alone. Anywho, but yeah, we got that going on, and also a fun little idea by Justin about a website, which I'm assuming we'll touch.
This thing we're not making it bigger than what it is. That's something I just want to bring up on the show. That's it.
Spoiler alert! It's not an OnlyFans either. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely not that. Definitely not that.
We're not selling helicopter and sword fighting videos. All right.
Helicopters.
Jesus Christ, mate.
The show's already off to a rocky start, but
Oh God.
No. This is not dynamite.
Oh God. Oh good Lord. Oh man.
All right. So what are we starting with first? Are we starting with NXT? Are we starting with the deal? What are we starting with?
You're driving the ship, brother. Go for it.
All right. So let's talk about NXT. So NXT made its debut on the CW network last night. I guess the kind of long story short, really good show. Very good debut for NXT on a new network, on the CW network. I guess we'll just kind of go back and forth with this. Who wants to start? What were your overall thoughts, Justin or RJ, about the debut last night?
I thought it was fine. Start off with the positives. Positive, they got new presentation, obviously new intro. It's a new theme song, Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. As I mentioned before, WWE is really honing in on the hip hop scene. Meg Thee Stallion, SmackDown theme, NXT has been hip hop. It's been black. for the last couple of years. Now they're on the CW sold out. Now they got to be even more black. You know what I mean? So they're really honing in on the hip hop community. Fantastic. That's number one. Number two, new title belts. I like them. They're different, right? You know, better than the rainbow colored belts that they were, I should say. So it has a little bit of mixture of silver and black and gold and a little bit of everything in it. And of course, you know, the women's NXT Championship has a white strap version of it, so that's totally fine. The show overall, it wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was just an NXT episode. The only major differences is that usually on NXT you don't have title matches, two title matches of this caliber. You have the women's NXT championship and you have the men's NXT championship. Then you also had a grudge match with Wesley and Zachary Wentz, which was a fantastic match, by the way.
Agreed.
At the end of the day, wasn't groundbreaking. Good episode. I enjoyed it. I really loved what they did. Right. Not really much surprises. Cora J came back. Cool. They're in Chicago. Cool. You had CM Punk there. Cool. The fans, they were there. They were lively. Cool. But again, this was not like a super groundbreaking episode. Is it one of the better episodes of 2024? Yes. Is it the best episode of 2024? No. But with that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed the show. They established the characters on the show, and they established on who they want you to see as their next stars. Had a couple of vignettes. Had a couple of some surprises per se. Bianca and Jada, wasn't expecting them to be there. Nice surprise for them to be out. But again, look at the demographic that was on the show last night, and look who they're appealing to. Trick Williams winning the title. Great. It was. I mean, I'm pretty sure we predicted that all. I think all of us predicted that a mile away. You had Obafemi on the show last night. You had Kalani Jordan. You had like I said, Bianca and Jade. So like I say, Wesley as well. Look at the demographic that they're trying to portray there. I think they're going to do a great job. But I think they averaged in the I think the highest average amount, I think it was like 925,000, which was in the opening segment with Julia and Roxanne Perez. So
have it right here. 965,000 was the peak audience, and that was the opening match.
Yeah.
Let's see. CW nighttime premiere up plus 143% in total viewers. Strongest telecast on the CW this year among adults 18 to 49 and adults 25 to 54. Overall viewers 895, up 44% from last week.
So again, I'm not surprised by that. So again, they're going to average more because they're on network TV. More people have access to CW than the USA Network. So there's that. But thoroughly enjoyed last night. Good show. Again, was it groundbreaking? Was it like, was it like a must see? I don't think this was a must see episode. However, I will say that for people to be introduced to this show, to be like, okay, what's this NXT all about? I think they did a great job of introducing, all the characters and introducing the type of wrestling that you're gonna be seeing week to week.
Agreed. I thought it was a very good episode of NXT. I probably liked it a little bit more than you did. I agree. Like, was it really groundbreaking? Anything special? I mean, something special did happen, but like, was it groundbreaking? Not really. But they really went out of their way to make it seem special, and as they should have, because they're in Chicago. It's the debut on a new network. They kind of gave it that takeover feel. So I thoroughly really did enjoy last night's episode. Everything that happened should have happened, and it paid off well. Like it was predictable, but not bad predictable. Maybe not so much the women's match. I think a lot of people assumed Julia was going to win. I don't know how you feel, I don't know how you feel, Justin or RJ. I was very happy with how the match turned out because I like Julia. Again, just like not everybody knows who Julia is, especially the NXT crowd. They're obviously more accustomed to Roxanne because she's a homegrown star in that system. Julia, all they've been told about Julia is how great she is, and then she actually is very great. Not taking that away from her, but people are mainly going off of what they see from her now. So I like the fact, and we're not jumping into matches just yet, but I liked how the match ended. I'll just keep it like that before we get to actually matches by matches. But overall, I enjoyed it, and you can tell who they're marketing it to, and it's smart. And again, I didn't like bitch or poop my pants because there was rap, which I don't get why people are still bitching about that. Like it's a new era. It's like Justin said. It's their marketing. I mean, there's more black fans than there ever were before for professional wrestling.
Well,
Just
it's
like
not even just that. This is not 1997, 1998
I know,
anymore when new metal was the thing.
right?
You know what I mean? Like now you couldn't do rap back then because rap was seen as more destructive. I mean, you came off the murders of, Tupac and Biggie, just a couple years off of that. And then like, in the 2000s, it was just still like, you still had your new metal, your rock. Then once 2010 hit, or 2009, 2010 hit, it was more pop. You know what I mean? So they're really adjusting to the time. So if you look at WWE from like the rock and wrestling era, they're using real music from that time. Then you went to the 90s where, it was like more generic, jazzy sounds, and that was the time of the era as far as like for TV production. Then you went to the Attitude Era, was you and Ruthless Aggression was new metal. So I think it's a natural progression.
Right. But RJ, what'd you think about the whole show?
Um, I thought it was what it needed to be. I thought it established, okay, here's our main characters. Here's who you should be looking out for, or at least half of it. Because not everybody makes a show every week, which is cool. That's fine. Um, but yeah, they put some vignettes on, told some stories, built some stuff for next week. So I thought it was an effective show. Was it
Absolutely.
great? No, it wasn't great by any means. It wasn't bad either. It was fun. NXT's fun. That's my overall description of any NXT show. Is it's fun. Something's always going on. Whereas Raw tends to drag a little bit. Dynamite, if you're not feeling certain things or certain people, it drags on. SmackDown breezes by quickly. NXT fits into that category where it's fun and it breezes by quickly because there's always something going on to the point where you're like, shit. This 2 hours is kind of moving kind of swimmingly, man. So I thought it was a very, very fun show yesterday. As far as the titles are concerned and everything like that, I think they look really nice. People would complain, oh, they look like UFC belts and this, that, and the other, which I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get that notion at all that they look
Yeah,
like UFC
that's my
belts.
first time hearing that, so I didn't
Yeah,
even.
If that's the case, I mean, they are in business with UFC. If
yeah,
that's
yeah, but I didn't get
right.
that case at all. I
Yeah.
like
They're fine.
they look like a slightly tweaked version of the last belts.
All
Just
right.
some gold and some silver in there, and instead of the rainbow colors. So I don't see any of that. I think they actually look pretty nice. The new logo looks nice. For a new network and for a new quote unquote era, they had to change the logo and stuff like that to coincide with that. So I'm cool with all the changes that they made, physically around the show. And like I said, just thought it was a really, really fun show yesterday. Very
Right. So
effective. And I'm glad they got the chance to have the numbers that they did yesterday.
right. Agreed. So let's get into matches real quick. So the first match, the show opens with Shawn Michaels coming out, introducing everybody to NXT, introducing the new titles, the new men's world title and the women's title, which we just talked about. And then Triple H comes out and they do the "Are you ready?" yada yada yada. And then Julia comes out to begin the night against Roxana, or Roxanne. I'm sorry. Um, and yeah, just again, Julia. Just I like her entrance. I like the music. Um, she just has an aura about her. Like she has that cool aura about her where you want to know her, you want to get near her. Not just because she's a very attractive woman, but she just has that aura about her. Like who's that? She's cool.
She has
And
a great physical charisma to her. She's always had that.
Oh yeah.
right. And then Roxanne's Roxanne. What else can we say about Roxanne? And I mean that as a compliment. Like, Roxanne is Texas made. We love her here. But yeah, just the match was good as expected. It was very, very good.
If she's Texas
Um,
made, you got to tell her how to cut a promo, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ.
I like her. I think she's fine on promos. I think she's fine personally to me.
My ears are
Um,
I
my
mean,
ears
I
be
mean, I mean, I'm
my
in the
ears be
middle. I'm in
burning.
the middle. I think she needs. I think she needs to improve a little bit.
right. She's
Yeah.
not perfect. She's not fucking Rhea or anything. Like
And
she's
I
fine.
will personally tell that to Roxy too as well. So
I'm pretty sure she knows that. She's like what, 22? Yeah, I mean, she's in developmental, so I mean, I think she'll get there. Again, I don't think she's terrible. Personally, to me, I'm not saying she's great. I just don't think she's terrible. That's just me. But anywho, good match, very very good match. I mean, it kind of lived up to the hype. Um, I don't really recall any. Maybe I think there was like one botch where like somebody, I guess there was like timing on one spot. I'm forgetting what it was. Maybe one of y'all can bring it up, but there was one spot, and I had to bring it up because it was in my notes. There was a spot where they're on the top rope, and Julia puts Roxanne in a double underhook suplex off the top rope into a bridge pin. I don't know. To me, that was just fucking impressive. That was really, really good. I like that. Um, yeah, these two had very good chemistry in the ring. You know, being two women that are vastly different, and to my knowledge, have never really had any interaction with each other, and they just killed it out there. Um, There was one thing there, some of our contemporaries and, friends were kind of bringing up is that Roxanne seemed to be getting a bigger reaction to Julia, which is again is expected because people know Roxanne better. They know her more. Um, I know again, I don't want to put words in his mouth. I know Kevin Castle was trying to make the explanation that maybe Julia wasn't really getting a reaction. I'm like, I think she was getting a reaction. To me, it sounded like she was getting a reaction. Like there was a point where the fans kind of teetered off for maybe like a second, and then there was let's go Julia, let's go Roxanne chance. But as the match teetered on, there was a point where Julia rolled out of the ring, and then you saw somebody in a hoodie, which again is the cliche thing in WWE, do a DDT to Julia outside, roll her back in the ring. Roxanne goes for pop rocks, 1, 2, 3. Roxanne is still the NXT champion. And the hooded figure is revealed to be Cora Jade. So Cora Jade is back. Again, I like the spot. It made sense because, you know, you don't want to give Julia too much too soon because, again, the NXT crowd is still kind of feeling her out. And eventually she will get there. But yeah, it's again, I like the idea of Cora and Roxanne kind of forming their own heel, bad girl stable. But yeah, again, I've said all I need to say. What do you guys think about it?
That was a very good match. I mean, I don't want to go into more depth, but I thought it was a very good match. Julia not winning, yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Never, if you look at the history of NXT, new signings, they don't really win their first title matches right off the rip. So, I mean, we go down the line, down the line, down the line, but it has happened before. But just at the end of the day, though, Cora J coming back, cool. I like Cora J. Always thought that she had something to her charisma. Obviously needs to get better in ring, right? But I think this is gonna be a good opportunity for her. Now I will say this because yes, does it make sense on paper for Cora Jade and Roxanne to be having a potential partnership? Yes, but does that actually make sense? No. Why? Because they were feuding against each other the last time I checked. So weren't they like, having like some type of, I don't know, it was a hardcore match, but like a grudge match of some sort. You know what I mean? So as long as they explain, that's all I care about. But as far as the match was concerned, I thought that was a pretty good match.
It's also 2 years ago too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, so I mean, they can play off all enough times as Pat, and it's not like they embraced each other right away. So clearly, they're gonna build to that.
Well,
That's one
yeah,
thing
as long
Shawn
as they
Michaels will
explain
do.
it, I'm cool with it.
Um, I thought the match was fun. Thought it was fun. It was kind of shaky for me at a couple of times. I was you can kind of tell they was kind of trying to feel each other out a little bit. Um, but besides that, I thought it was a fun match, and I don't know. I don't like Shawn Michaels tends to do this a whole lot. Well, he'll bring in somebody, and especially for anybody that's watched NXT UK, they'll know what I'm talking about. Well, he'll bring a guy or a girl in. They have maybe 1 or 2 matches. They'll win those. Then they'll have a big title match. Then they'll lose. Then it's
Yep.
back to the drawing board where they eventually come back around to having another title match, and voila, they'll win. I don't like that. I don't like that, especially when it becomes a repeated formula. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fine if you do it once once in a while, but when it's a repeated formula and people can see through it, it's like, okay, bro, you got to do something a little different here. I would have preferred them to not have rushed this and had properly built up Julia. I think that's probably why the fans are kind of looking at her like, oh, okay. Because I don't think that Shawn Michaels is giving us enough to care about Julia in the ring yet. Yeah, sure, you're telling us she's devastating, but we got to see that she's devastating. Not you telling us. We got to see it. And I think it would have benefited. She would have benefited a whole lot more had Michaels would have given her quick squash matches against some of the rookies and shit like that to show off her strikes and show off the reasons why she is indeed beautiful madness. I think this was rushed as far as like putting the match together and having the match. But we shall see where we're clearly we know where we're going with here. We're building to a Cora, Roxy, Stephanie Vicure and Julia, or maybe Delta and Julia matchup down the line. So I guess whoever can get to America the quickest between Delta and Stephanie Vicure is getting the spot. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. And Cora Jade, God bless her. I hope that it's good to see her back, and she can cut the promo. Her and Roxy go together beautifully, actually, because you know one has what the other lacks. Roxy has the in-ring skill that Cora Jade lacks, and Cora Jade has the charisma and the promo skill that Roxy lacks. So they fit together beautifully. And I think as heels, they can actually do a little something, something. Maybe give them a third or something like that, and you could have something nice there. I was pitching a couple of years ago, maybe doing an evil Powerpuff Girl like gimmick with those girls. Maybe bring in who's the other girl? I was saying Jasmine Allure was the third girl I was saying. Maybe do that because I think you could do you can have something there, and all three of them are like super young, so I think that would have fit nicely. But maybe they can do that with like maybe one of the NIL girls or something like that. But yeah, no, I thought the opening match was fine. I thought it was fine.
All right.
Just a quick update, because I'm not gonna talk about fucking Dynamite on this podcast tonight.
Oh no.
The main event, Okada Danielson looked like a good match, right? It ended. So this is how they're gonna end their 5th year anniversary show. You have Moxley come out with the new group, ties up Danielson, right? Attacks him. You have Wheeler Yuta come out there with a hammer, right? And pretty much they brawled, they schmozzed, and it was like, oh, let's have a tag team match next week. Claudio and Pac versus Wheeler and fuck this show.
Moxley and his skinhead group.
Let's continue.
Okay. On a side note, so again, I kind of had to bring this up, and it's a waste of time. But of course, people AEW faithful have to take their little shots at WWE because that's all that's on their mind. So this pertains to the Core Jade thing. So, and again, I'm not trying to be a pig. I'm just pointing something out. But when she, took off her sweater, you can tell she had work done. I'm just gonna keep it at that, just so we can move on. And on WWE's NXT Instagram page, that's the thumbnail. And of course, it's going to be the thumbnail. I mean, just like what else can you say? Someone on Twitter, which I'm not even going to say their name, said WWE social media team thumbnails. ... If you can't see what they're doing and how they influence IWC gooner culture and toxic attitude towards women, then K don't know what to say.
I mean, that's kind of true in a way, a little bit, but I mean, it's kind of true in a way, just because of how many of us, I'll include myself in it. When we see stuff like that, that's what we see first, and we comment on that, and so I kind of see where he's coming from. Is he 100% right? No, but I don't think it's inspiring Gunner culture per se, but WWE knows what they're doing. They
Right,
know
but see,
they know how to get engagement. Nothing wrong with that. It's just true.
It's
yeah, but
business.
it's just again with AEW, why is it okay for Mira, whatever the Japanese girl, to make out with Mariah K or Mariah May, but if that's okay, but WWE does it
But
in
it's
front.
Mina Shirakawa, you know what I'm saying? No, I get your point though. I get your
Yeah,
point.
she's not, again, I don't want to turn this into a debate. I'm just like, why is that okay, but this isn't?
Well, I mean, on the same side, WWE fans do the same thing too. So there you
Right.
go. So
You
I
know?
mean, there's no winning here. So if you call out one side, you have to call out the other side too.
Yeah, and when WWE does something I think is stupid, I'm gonna call it out. But in this case, anyway, I just had to bring that up because it's just asinine. But uh, so for NXT, um, yeah, next you had the street fight with Wesley and Zachary Wentz, which I thought was fantastic. I thought that was
Really good. Really good.
really really good. Though I thought that was much better than the last match that they had. This was really good. These two really brought it. Um, they just went out there and just beat the shit out of each other with weapons, kicks, and everything else. And they actually went out there and dressed like it was a street fight. I think Wes was wearing like pajamas or something that looked like pajamas or sweatpants, and then Zachary Wentz was wearing like cut up jeans. I like this. I really enjoyed it. There's some spots where it looked kind of brutal. Um, there was that spot where like Zach was supposed to go through the table and he missed the table by like a second. That was kind of rough to watch. Hopefully he's okay. It doesn't sound like he's injured or anything like that. But very entertaining match. Um, towards the end of the match, there was a spot with chains where Wes is wrapping the chains around his legs to do his finishing move, which that could have easily been botched. And by botched I mean just like he could have taken longer to wrap the chains around his legs. Because I remember there was a match with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly where Kyle O'Reilly was doing a
Oh
similar
yeah.
spot, and it didn't pay off well. And in this case, it paid off much better than that. So Wes got the win, got his I guess his win back from the last match. So now they're 1-1. But overall, what do you guys think about the match?
As I mentioned earlier in my little soliloquy, if that's the right word, thought it was a great match. Don't really have anything else to add to that. I wish that this match could have been like possibly at Bound for Glory. I think they could have done this at Bound for Glory, but I understand this is more of an NXT feud, not a TNA feud. But I just wish that TNA would have got a little bit out of this here, but they really didn't. So
I mean, you never know. They could. But what about
I
you,
mean,
Artie?
Wesley has not been on TV since this heel turn, or
Yeah,
on TNA TV, I should say. So
right.
getting it on Bound for Glory at this point wouldn't make any sense.
I mean, again, you never know.
She
But
says he already lost the X Division championship. I thought for sure that Wesley was going to cost him the X Division
Yeah,
championship.
that's what I thought too. I thought he was gonna come down like in San Antonio and cost him the X Division Championship against Mike Bailey. I was like, oh, okay, then that would give him a reason to feud on TNA TV. But no, there's like he hasn't been on TNA TV since his heel turn, so I don't see TNA utilizing resources for this match if there's really nothing out of it for them at this point.
Right?
yeah, that's weird. But RJ, what do you think?
Oh no, I thought the street fight was for WWE standards and what you can do. Given that standards, I thought it was a fun street fight. These
Yeah.
guys obviously have chemistry, and it showed big time. I thought this was really fun to watch. Even my nephew, who he doesn't even like wrestling like that, but he saw it and he was like, "God damn, these guys are killing each other." And I'm like, "Yeah, you see that, right?" And they were trying different spots and shit like that. Zachary Wentz, man, can we talk about comeback of the year for this guy?
Yeah.
I know he's not signed permanently to a contract, but the fact that he is in a prominent spot, prominent feud, on NXT television just 2 years after the hard goodbye. It's fun to see him getting this comeback and getting the opportunity to show Shawn Michaels that, hey man, you can use me, you can trust me now, and I think he's earning it. And I think when his contract is up at the end of the year, I think he's definitely getting signed again.
Oh yeah.
Like they
Mhm.
gave him a win. They gave him a win on pay-per-view, for God's sakes, man. And I just think that Zachary Wentz, he has busted his ass to prove that, hey, all that shit was in the past. Can we treat it like it's in the past? Because I'm ready to rock and roll for the future. And but Wesley won here. Wesley needed a win. He needed a big win as a heel. Hadn't had one yet, so he had to get this one here, and it leaves it open for a tiebreaker. I don't know, Justin. When is Bound for Glory in October still?
Yeah, I believe it's next weekend. Hold on, let me double check real quick. But
Is
continue.
it next weekend?
I believe so.
Wow, yeah, I
Oh
don't.
no, I'm sorry, my bad. They
October
got
26th.
it's the 26th.
26th. I think there's because TNA doesn't tape their tapings, which I like this, by the way. That way the shows doesn't feel outdated. They don't tape their tapings like a whole 3 months in advance anymore. So so I don't know, maybe they could
There,
squeeze him
there,
a little.
there, there's still some time. Technically, it's just that to me personally, like you already had this street fight, right? Like they're gonna have to up it, right? So what's it gonna be like a steel cage match? They can't do a regular one-on-one match at
Oh
Bound for
no,
Glory.
of
No,
course
agreed.
not. We're
Agreed.
way past that. Maybe you could do a steel cage match where they bleed, since TNA lets that happen. They're not
Right.
strict on it like WWE strict on it. So maybe they
Right.
could do a steel cage match in TNA.
Th- that
That'd be cool.
that same weekend, Bound for Glory is on the 26th. Halloween Havoc is on the 27th.
Uh,
So
I doubt if Wesley's gonna be doing anything big on that, anyways. Michaels and Triple H are pretty much saying they like to keep those cards pretty short. So
right. No, I'm agreeing with you guys. Like I really think like obviously there has to be a third, and like with this like TNA partnership, they really gotta give him something big. And what better? Give him Wesley, put Wesley on the show, have him go against old Zach, and have the rubber match be on TNA. Let him get something big in return. And I don't know. I'm hoping for that to happen. If it ends up on Halloween Havoc, so be it. But it's just like for this feud to really, or I guess for this rubber match to really have some, I guess some gravitas to it. It would really be unique and just special to put it on TNA. So that way, Wesley, can, or no, like Zach can be like, I beat your ass on your own home turf. Now come fight me on my home turf, on your old home turf. Like do something like that. So I don't know. But to continue the show, you had Miz TV, Miz out there with Obafemi and Tony D'Angelo, basically just hyping up next week's match in St. Louis. Still continuing the Rocky 3 storyline where Tony D'Angelo's scared. He's scared of Obafemi. So we got that out of the way. Then you had Jada Parker and Lola Vice versus Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley, and JC Jane. The story with this is Jada Parker and Lola Vice can't coexist. And then you had Fatal Influence get the win, which I'm fine with them getting the win. They kind of needed a win. They've been taking a lot of L's lately. There's a spot in the match where Lola inadvertently bumps into Jada after I think it was Fallon that like caused that to happen, and then Jada just went, you're on your own pretty much. And then they got the win. Afterwards, the NXT North American or the NXT Women's North American Champion Kalani Jordan, confronted all three of them, said I didn't come here alone, and then Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill came out with the assist. So that was a nice visual. And then it was announced next week there's a three on three women's tag. It's going to be Fatal Influence versus Kalani, Jada, and Bianca. And was that everything before
Jesus
the main
Christ!
event?
I mean, Jade Cargill's fucking legs. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Holy shit. Those things are so muscular. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god.
He's jacked.
She is. Yeah, no. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I was nah, but that was cool. That was fun. That the tag match it I said it yesterday. Shawn Michaels knew what he was doing. Top of the hour. You send Jada Parker and Lola Vice out there, or as I like to call them, Team Bunda Thunder. You know what they was doing. And my nephew, once again, my nephew's like, "Damn, man, Shawn Michaels got all the booty on this show." I said, "Yeah, he do." He said, "Damn."
Yeah.
But nah, they had a match. I thought it went a little too long.
Right.
But they were trying to make obviously, Lola Vice and Jada Parker are gonna have beef. But they were really trying to give Fatal Attraction something too. So, but by the way, what are you guys' thoughts on Fatal Attraction, by the way?
I like the makeup. I like the makeup
Right.
of the group. Is growing on me. At first I wasn't really too fond of it. I mean, to me, they need to start getting some important, meaningful wins.
Agreed.
As a
I
group,
agree.
but as a group itself, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? It keeps JC Jane relevant. It keeps Fallon Henley relevant, and you got Izzy Dame there too. So she's still learning the ropes. So
I
Izzy
wish,
Dame.
wish it was Izzy Dame, because Lord knows Shawn Michaels ain't doing nothing with Izzy Dame.
well, I mean
No, it's
she's
not
Yeah,
Izzy Dame. It's
she's
Jasmine
Jasmine
Nix.
Nix. That's
oh,
her name.
Jasmine Nix. Yeah, sorry, Jasmine Nix. Yeah. Sorry, Jasmine Nix.
You were, te-
My
you were teasing me there. You was teasing me there.
yeah, my apologies. So Jasmine Nix, being there, I mean, whatever. I mean, she's still learning the ropes, so hopefully she can develop into something good in ring, reliable in ring, because obviously she's still learning the ropes.
And
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
shown some
Agree. Like,
promise so far.
yeah, I like I like Fatal Attraction as well. I mean, anyone that knows me knows I'm a JC guy. I love JC. Um, I also love Fallon. Still, again, I'm still kind of back and forth with the heel turn thing, but again, she's doing fine. I'm a little past it at this point. And Jasmine Nix, she gets to learn from two of their, I guess, two of their
That
ring technicians. If that's the best way to put it. So I like the group, but yeah, just like Justin said, they need to start getting some meaningful wins, because when you put a faction together, they need to get wins, because it's like what's a good example of a faction that doesn't really get wins?
LWO.
LWO. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it was kind of like with and again, I'm comparing two different factions, like with Judgment Day in the beginning when they weren't really getting wins, and then they started getting wins and started winning titles. Same thing with White Six. I mean, they've been getting wins, but they need to start winning titles. So same thing with Fatal Attraction. More than likely they're taking a big L next week. But also next week they showed a promo package for Javon Evans and Randy Orton. So that should be fun. Do y'all think that's main eventing the show?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna have Randy Orton in St. Louis and have him not main event.
Yeah,
I
of
don't
course
see
not.
anything else. I don't see anything else that will actually main event that would make sense. I mean, maybe they'll add something else later, but as of right now, I don't see it. Maybe the tag team match, but title match, but I think they may open up the show.
Right.
No, because they love open up the show with Nathan Frazier and Axiom matches. Those shits be going hard though. I don't blame Shawn Michaels, man. Go ahead and throw him out there, man. Get that adrenaline rush right out of the gate.
Possibly getting the Marcy Machine Guns to debut too, possibly. So,
Yeah.
Motor City.
well, they ain't gonna have that theme, but that'll be good too. So,
That'd be cool if
Man,
they had that thing at least.
I know, right? That theme goes too hard, man.
Even though the lyrics don't really make any sense.
No, they don't. They're all over the place.
Little
That
Detroit to fill my soul. Oh man, but yeah, next week there's the tag team match with Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus A-Town Down Under. Yeah, the North American men's championship match, Obafemi, Tony D'Angelo, Javon Evans versus Randy Orton, which that should be fun.
Drew, Justin, that RKO next week finna be generational.
Mm,
Oh,
Ah! So
I-
the question is, so prediction for us three, since we like doing little things like this. Do you guys think he's gonna get him out of the top rope twisting cutter, or not the twisting cutter, but the twisting splash that Javon Evans does, and Randy Orton's gonna catch him out of the last twist at
I
the
think
last minute
I think
from
that's
that?
one thing Orton is specifically asking him to do.
yeah.
Or is he gonna? Or is he,
As long as they can do it safe, for sure.
or is he gonna get him from the cutter? Because Javon Evans likes to do the big jumping cutter like Cody does, but his looks so much better because Javon Evans has the height and he has the wingspan to hit it, so his looks better. So do you think he's gonna get him out of the cutter, or is he gonna get him out of the twist and splash?
I think the twist and splash is more feasible. The jumping cutter, Randy will have to like either go around him or run underneath him to catch him from the other side. So, I think the latter will be more spectacular, but I think the more realistic one is probably the first one.
Randy's never caught anybody twisting in the air before,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be an interesting visual, anyways.
I don't know. Is this kid Javon? Is he even 21 yet?
No, he's 19.
Jesus
19 years old, bro.
Christ.
Yeah,
He-
that's why I told you. I think he's probably the greatest 19-year-old I've ever seen in wrestling. Like, I don't
And this
Like-
boy's been wrestling for years in the Carolinas.
Yeah,
and he's about to main event a big show with Randy Orton.
yeah. Like but that's why I said like by the time he's 24, like, like, he may be fucking like top of the fucking main roster. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
They must really like this kid. They must really. I mean, again, I'm not even trying to make. I like him. I really do like him.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of him. I'm just like, they really have a lot of faith in this kid to be like, hey, you're gonna wrestle Randy Orton.
No, definitely. And I'm a little concerned because you know what it is sometimes when you give somebody too much too soon. We've seen it. You've seen it. Leo Rush, Paige,
Randy
sometimes
Orton.
Randy Orton. Sometimes mistakes are to be had. Sometimes.
this is a different era though. I think management is a little bit more involved with the talent and with like any type of attitude problems or like anything like that. I think they're a little bit more involved than what it was even like 7-8 years ago. Especially 20 years ago with fucking Randy, you know what I mean? So
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Randy
They're
Orton.
not gonna allow him to fall off the wagon, so to speak. They're gonna make sure he has the right attitude. Same thing with like someone like Sean. Sean was like a perfect example of don't fuck up.
Mhm.
Like don't be a fuck up like I was. So I mean I think he'll be all right. He has the right people around him.
Yeah, and he seems like he's got like the right attitude from the people that I know that know him and stuff like that. He's got the right attitude. And him on TV, that's not a gimmick. Like that's really him. Like how composed he is on TV, that's him. So that's a good thing to know that he doesn't have like an attitude and everything, and people look at him as a little brother down there. So that's cool.
Yeah, like he was
He's gotta
also in
keep-
another main
gotta
event
keep
for
it
a
up.
pay-per-view
Yeah.
in the Fatal 4-Way. So I don't know. Again, he's got big things coming from the next 5 years, maybe in 3 years. Who knows? But yeah, we'll get to the main event of the show, which was for the NXT Championship. Ethan Page, the champion, versus Trick Williams, with CM Punk as the special guest referee. I will say, I thought CM Punk. I mean, he obviously did a good job as the ref, but I thought he did a really good job at making sure the attention was more on the match, not on him. Because that was kind of my fear going into the match. I'm like, is he gonna maybe take too much attention away from the match? And again, Punk's in a different stage of his life where he's more about I want to get these younger guys over. So there was a point where, again, this is just me personally. I don't know how you guys feel. Just there was a point where I maybe forgot for like 2 seconds that CM Punk was the referee. I guess that's how invested I was in the match, and the match was good. Wasn't great. It did what it needed to do. It was predictable, but good predictable. And, obviously Trick Williams won the match, which he should, because he obviously is the guy for NXT. I thought this title win was better than his first title win as NXT champion because that one felt a little rushed because it was, Braun was going to the main roster, Carmella was going to the main roster, and then Ilya went to the main roster, so we need a new guy. And they gave it to Trick. Didn't really pan out that well. This one I thought was better because he had to scratch and claw and grind a little harder to get back to that top spot. And it was a little bit more meaningful, in my opinion. So Trick Williams is a two-time NXT champion. Good for him. Congrats to him. Congrats to Ethan Page on doing a pretty good job as NXT champion, in my opinion. Trick Williams was on Chris Van Fleet recently. It was like a 35-minute episode. It was rather short, and just kind of talking about his life, things I didn't really know about him. He actually trained at CCW before he got to WWE. And he played football. Of course, we all kind of knew that, and yeah. Just it was a fun little interview if you guys want to check it out.
My country. Yeah. Trick Williams played ball down here.
South Carolina boy. But what do you guys think? What you guys think about the main event?
Hey, Trick Williams is a legend, all right? He's a legend down here. He is celebrated.
No, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
Him, John Morant, you saw what I said about Shelton Benjamin earlier. Like, those guys are celebrated down here. Anybody who puts South Carolina on the map, especially the lesser cities like a Walterboro, like a Orangeburg, and Josh from the other side of that. But anybody that puts any of those lower like cities outside of Charleston and Columbia on the map, they get celebrated. Now, Trick is from Columbia, but like even still, like the fact that he was a Gamecock too, that he's from the area, makes it even better. But yeah, no, go ahead and continue, Drew.
But what do you guys think about the match?
I thought it was a fair match. I thought the match was fine. Wasn't great, fantastic, but it was an NXT title match. Told a good story. Punk, he was there, right? He was just there as a special attraction. He was just really even just a referee. He didn't really like do anything that brought attention to himself. So Trick winning was the right choice in this situation, and congratulations to him. And you need a face for the CW network, and Trick Williams is more than being that face. Speaking of next week, mentioned CW network, hip hop, all that stuff. Sexy Red is going to be in the house, so there you go. So obviously she's a wrestling fan. She likes NXT, and it seemed like the first time around seemed like they enjoyed her, and they're bringing her back. So, and I think she's supposed to be like the host for like I think she's supposed to be a host for like Halloween Havoc too as well, or something like that.
Oh God.
I think. But yeah.
All right.
Can we have Ollie J back? Oh man. Yeah, I'm not too high on Sexy Red, but I mean I get it. I'm not the biggest. We get Lotto or goddamn Rennie Rucci.
I'm not a huge fan of her either. I mean, she just looks like she looks like any female from the east side of San Antonio. So she's not to me. I mean, she's not that attractive. People find her attractive, so be it. Just not my taste. You know what I mean? But
she got a big ass. I mean, I know girls who have a big ass, bigger than hers, and have a better looking face than her that blows her out of the water.
Oh yeah, for sure. But again, I mean, the one thing you can say about her that you probably can't say about other rappers or female rappers in general, that she actually watches the show.
and that's why I don't go in too hard on her.
Yeah.
At least she's a fan. She knows what the fuck she's talking about.
Right.
Anybody remember Summerfest from was Jeremy Piven? Summerfest. Yeah, so I look back at that, and then fast forward years later, and Sexy Red knows the product. She knows what she's talking about. So
right. But do you have any quick thoughts about the main event?
Yeah, I I thought it was a fun. I thought this was probably, in my opinion, probably one of Trick's best matches.
Yeah.
I thought that Ethan Page worked with him in a way where it was good to see Trick Williams fight underneath. Where it was, and it helps that Ethan Page and Trick Williams size up nicely. Whereas going back to that Mellow match that you mentioned, it was kind of weird seeing Carmelo Hayes control the pace, obviously due to the size difference and everything like that, and due to the fact that Carmelo Hayes doesn't necessarily wrestle the most um grounding or technical wrestling style to the point where he's grounded pound type guy and keeps you on the mat. So it was kind of weird seeing Trick Williams sell for that back then. But I thought that okay, you got a guy that matches him a little bit in size, a guy that can really make Trick Williams fight from underneath, and I think that helped a whole lot, and it helped with the flow of the match. And Punk wasn't too distracting. Sometimes I even forgot that he was there, so that was how much the match was not on him per se, which is a good thing. And I thought I didn't think it was great. Didn't think it was the best thing in the world. I didn't think it was the worst thing in the world, but I thought it was serviceable. I thought it was serviceable for what they wanted to do, which was to crown Trick Williams as champion, as all of us predicted. We predicted this as soon as it was announced that I'm about to say CCW. God damn. NXT was moving to CW.
Right,
That all of us
imagine
pretty.
CZW on network TV. Good God.
Oh my god.
Nice.
If we got a TV deal, that'd be crazy. But anyways, but yeah, like we all saw this one coming. But the way they got there was interesting and it was fun along the way. And to see Trick Williams get his moment in Chicago, that was pretty damn cool. So yeah, no, I'm definitely pleased that what we had going on last night afterwards. So it was really cool. I really, like I said, I had fun with the whole show. Didn't think anything was spectacularly great, but I thought it was just really fun to see a lot of these guys and girls. You root for them to get better. You want to see them become superstars and everything like that. For me personally, watching from OVW to early FCW to when FCW was transitioning into NXT, when they started to get just a little bit of buzz down there because of the matches that Regal was having with Moxley at the time, and just a couple of other prospects that you see that you want to see get better. So that's why, to me, I really love the fact that NXT went back to its roots a few years ago, and we're seeing more guys get reps and develop before our eyes. To me, that's fun. To me, that's fun. That's more fun than seeing like indie wrestlers. The whole show filled with indie wrestlers and not seeing younger talent develop. To me, that's not as fun because you're like, okay, well, why are they on the developmental show? Send them to the main roster. Get these guys out of here. I want to see talent grow and develop in front of my eyes. I want to see that personally. So I'm glad we're getting a chance to see that, and they found a nice little medium where we can see both. So NXT is just so fucking fun to me right now, and I'm enjoying every bit of it, man. I really am.
Yeah, like Jeff Lippman says, it's delightful.
It's delightful.
It's
Yes, yes.
delightful. So that was NXT, people. I guess to make it a little quick, Monday was the last 3-hour Raw for now. Next week, until it heads over to Netflix, it will be 2 hours. So there we go. So we have that out of the way. So let's move on to another big news story. A very long-awaited news story that we've been waiting to, I guess, hear from. Today it was announced, and I'm on Variety.com right now. AEW to stream on Max following new multi-year rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. AEW, All Elite Wrestling, has officially signed a new multi-year multimedia rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, but according to sources, the deal is valued at upwards of $150 million per year when all elements are taken into account. Under the new deal, AEW shows Dynamite and Collision will remain on TBS and TNT respectively, but for the first time since its launch in 2019, AEW programming will stream live on Max simultaneously for US subscribers and will be available to stream on demand starting in January 2025. And then it's just a quote from Tony Khan. The deal also includes enhanced distribution rights across social media, as well as potential new AEW programming on linear and digital platforms. Furthermore, AEW Live pay-per-views will be available on Max later in 2025 at a discounted price per event, with all marketing and promotions of those events exclusively centered on Max. And then there's just another Tony Khan quote. And then blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much the
Well,
gist of the
just
quote.
to go in depth with that, it seems like it's going to be a 4 year or 3 year deal with a 4th year option. The 4th year would be substantial increase in price that's coming from Meltzer, but yeah, so if they're making about 150 a year, so they're looking about $500 million, more or less, 450 million. So for the 3 years, so
Yeah. Yeah, again, we've all been waiting for this story to come out finally. It came out on, coincidentally, the 5-year anniversary of AEW.
well, I mean that's when they want it to be released. I'm pretty sure this was signed and still deliver like at least the last couple weeks.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure, like you said, it was planned. But cool. That's really all I have to say about it. Cool. I mean, good
Well,
for
I
them.
mean, there's another issue here too.
What?
There's a big issue here.
What is it?
They're gonna be on Max, but you still have to pay for the pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's weird. That's fucking weird.
So that made me. So that's probably why this because remember last year we were talking about this for one whole year. We've been talking about the TV rights and everything here. I think that was the thing that they kept going back and forth on. Is like, hey, can we get on Max? With subscription. Yeah, now it's yeah, you get on Max, but you got to pay for it. So at the end of the day, this does not help AEW as far as getting new fans, because if you have Max and you're like, oh, I like WWE, I like to watch WWE. Oh, let me check out one of AEW's pay per views. Okay, whatever, and you're still gonna have to pay for it. So I'm pretty sure that was being debated and talking back and forth. And I think at the end of the day, I think it's because of the dip in the ratings. I think if they still had a strong viewership, I think that possibly, they would have been on Max, and you wouldn't have to pay for the actual pay-per-views. But now, since the dip in the viewership, I think that changed WBD's perspective on the pay-per-views.
Yeah, I mean, there could be that. So another thing that was, wasn't really talked about in the article, not to mention a Rampage. So is Rampage no more?
I think there's still something here. I still think there's a Fox deal that can still happen.
Yeah, that was brought up too. I know Swerve was on, what is it, the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the Flash.
I don't know, but I still think a Fox deal is still out there.
No, that's what I was bringing up. Like, he brought that up where he said, "Oh, we're going to Fox because SmackDown's leaving Fox." But again, nothing really official from like Fox or even. Well, I mean, I don't even want to say Tony Khan.
I mean,
But
there hasn't really been any major rumors like how this was. At least there was, there were sources, and there was and they kept bringing it up, and I think this is pretty accurate to what was said, with the exception of the pay-per-views for not being included part of Max. I think that's the only thing that was a little bit surprising to me. Outside of that, I think everything else was pretty much on point.
yeah. But I mean, again, good for AEW. Good for kind of getting this deal. Again, the pay-per-view is the only thing that's a little wonky. But RJ, what do you think about this?
I think it's good, and so we can finally shut the fuck up about whether they're getting a new deal or not. Yeah, but nah, it's a good thing. The negative is that they still got to pay for the fucking pay per views. Like, come on, like, get a fucking grip, man. I'm not. I'm sorry if I'm not doing it for the big time. What makes you think I'm gonna do it for the alternative?
No.
Like, come on, like get a grip. I'm not giving you $60. Like, you know what I could do with $60? Like, I'm not doing it. But it's a good thing that they have a deal and that they're gonna be around on TV for another 3 to 4 years. So that's definitely good. And they just gotta find I don't know, man. Get rid of Rampage. Might as well. Nobody watches it. The ratings are piss poor. If it was anything else, any other show or anything like that, it'd be pulled off of TV immediately after a while. Just get rid of it and just realize less is more sometimes, and just continue with Collision and fucking Dynamite moving forward. Like that's one thing that I hope that Tony Khan realizes, and just do your Ring of Honor stuff. Or if you're so insistent on having Rampage still, put it on YouTube. Replace AEW Dark with Rampage on goddamn YouTube. If it's
AW
that
Dark is still
important.
a thing.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Replace it.
Oh,
Well, we'll have it fill its slot. Rather, I should said that. I just tape it somewhere in tape it somewhere in Florida, and fucking let it roll. Like
Yeah,
if you
another
want to keep it
thing
around that
too.
damn much.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but another thing too is that I know that Tony Khan wanted to have something with Ring of Honor as well, and obviously he didn't get that too. So
No, Ring of Honor is a. I love Ring of Honor. Don't get me wrong. I just want to start off by saying that, but Ring of Honor is a dead brand, man.
oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
mhm.
I love Ring of Honor. My brother introduced me to Ring of Honor in 2003. Um, and I've been a fan ever since. But Tony Khan's Ring of Honor is nowhere near that Ring of Honor from back in the day. Okay, and it's just to me that's Rampage and Dark material. Honestly, the biggest star you have on there is Athena. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of rest my case. It's just not. It's not. Uh, I don't watch Ring of Honor week to week. I mean, I try to follow some of the bigger pieces and stuff like that. But obviously, there's no big time attraction on the show. I don't even think Mark Briscoe makes regular appearances on the show, and he's the goddamn champion.
Yeah, he's on Dynamite and Collision more than actual Ring of Honor.
So
I think really the only person that's really on Ring of Honor that's actually been running the show is Athena.
yeah, exactly. So what the fuck is the point of putting the belt on Mark Briscoe if he's not even on the fucking show? Like it doesn't make any sense to me. So
It's,
honestly, I would just.
Since we're on the subject, gotta mention
Mhm.
this real quick. They're gonna do Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho at Wrestle for the Ring of Honor title. That's how
Oh
bad the
my
show. That's how
god.
bad the show was tonight. By the way,
Oh my god.
I had
Are
it
you
on mute, and as soon as I saw Jericho come out, and just like,
that was the second segment on the show. I was like, oh fuck, right off. Like,
ugh,
That's disgusting.
poor Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, Mark Briscoe should be in a program with somebody that can actually, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't even,
John,
a win over Chris Jericho means nothing in 2024. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that right now.
I don't know.
Like,
Jericho still thinks he helps, quote unquote. I'm using
no, and he,
quotation
and, he,
marks.
and, he, and he doesn't, and he doesn't. He looks like a roasted chicken. It's time to hang it up, Grandpa. My and once again, the same nephew that was looking at at NXT last night. He watched AEW. He's like, "Oh my god, Chris Jericho still wrestles." I said, "I know. I rest my case." It's bad, man. Like, dude, stop. Like, just be an advisor backstage. Do something else backstage. But you as a character, it doesn't help. And you're on your third faction in 5 years. Come on, man. Come on. That's just and it doesn't help anyone. You don't help anybody. It's not like he's a guy where you get a collection of talent together and you get like 2 or 3 breakout stars, especially because he had a bunch of fucking guys in all his factions. The Learning Tree is like the shortest faction he's had. Um, and Bill could be a star, but we know Tony Khan is allergic to big men. He'll push him for a couple of weeks or a couple of months tops, but that's the extent of it. And Brian Keefe would probably be the one to get the push, ironically, but I don't know either. but but my whole point is that Chris Jericho doesn't raise any, but he's not a kingmaker, so to speak. To me, if I was in his shoes, the point of having a faction was it would be to help make guys stars afterwards. So that way, when I'm old and retired in my home, at least I can look back and say, "Oh shit, Big Bill, that Big Bill's a big superstar, isn't he not? Brian Keith, he's a superstar. Sammy Guevara, remember when I can remember when I first had him do a 450 splash and he helped bust open, I don't know, Brian Danielson, and like we really had some really good memories together. I'm glad to see that he's the world champion now. It's none of that with Jericho, man.
Mm-mm.
So Action Andretti beat Jericho once, and I mean they're doing some stuff with the top flight stuff, but was he really better off immediately after that? No. So it's just like I don't know, man. Like Mark Briscoe ain't gonna get anything out of that. That's just a waste of time. They should have had Mark Briscoe fight somebody, I don't know, younger, somebody that has some promising talent that Tony Khan can use in about like a year or so to circle back to it. Maybe that guy could win the Ring of Honor championship. I don't know. Think about the future. But what do I know? I'm just a guy with a podcasting microphone in front of his face. I never book shit a damn. Oh, wait, actually, I do book stuff. So I don't know. Tony Khan, hit me up if you want some advice. I can help write Ring of Honor for you.
Gee, you'll be rolling in the dough with that kind of money from Tony.
Oh, and I guarantee you he'll be having some bomb ass storylines too.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Briscoe would be feuding with somebody. See, I would have Mark Briscoe feud with an Action Andretti. Cause see, to me,
true. Yep.
but that fits the Ring of Honor aesthetic though. Like it never been about older guys per se. Like they would bring in certain guys in, like a Jerry Lynn or vets like that, but they weren't in the main event. They were like special attraction matches, And Ring of Honor, to me, Ring of Honor used legends the right way. They didn't have legends bury their talent. They brought them in to have wrestling matches, and they usually put over the younger talent that they saw promising. So I would do that. I would do that. If Jericho is coming in to Ring of Honor to face somebody, it would be somebody that they, not the champion, but somebody that they see promising that can beat Jericho and get something from it. Not him wrestling for the title. But like I said, what do I know?
Maybe you need to be under Chris Jericho's learning tree.
Oh God. I'd shoot my never mind.
All right, you unalive yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have anything else to add before we get to Bad Blood?
I have some news stuff, but we're already getting past that time already. So,
All right. So let's get to Bad Blood. Bad Blood.
Actually, before we get to Bad Blood, I'll just get this out the way. Like I said, this is nothing huge or anything like this, but are you guys familiar with Letterboxd?
Yes.
Well, there's a wrestling version of it's called Dropkicked. Yeah, I just discovered it today, and yeah, you go on there, you put your ratings, and you give like little reviews, like matches or events and things of that nature, and yeah, it seems like it's gonna blow up sooner rather than later. So if y'all want to make an account, there it is down below. It seems, and it's a very looks like a very legit website. So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't think it was like huge news or anything like that, but I just thought it was interesting for that.
All right. Before we get to Bad Blood, I use the restroom real quick. So talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I'll be quick. I'm sorry.
All right. Sure.
Good God Almighty, Drew Yari.
No, fuck it.
Breaking all kinds of ground.
Anyway, I'll just go more into this thing. Yeah, so the Dropkick website, you go on there, you make yourself an account, and you can join. It has like a list of members on there. Right now, there's only like 3,000 members on there currently, but it seems like the people who are making accounts are a lot of Twitter personalities per se that's on there. There's certain like lists on there that you can look up as well, like watch lists and things of that nature, and like, hey, I was there, and and also you could go through events all the way from they have it all the way from 1985 through this year, and you could be able to pick a certain event, and um, you could be able to review it. So if I want to look at, I'm looking at WrestleMania, 24 or whatever, right? You could be able to go on there and leave your review and all that stuff. And you can also leave reviews from ECW 2009 or TNA Impact 2006 or whatever. So it's a cool website. It looks like they got fleshed out well. It works. It's very intuitive, and if you guys like to, I think I may end up using this website just for like my star ratings and stuff for the year. I'm like, oh, what did I rate for my match of the year? Oh, this is why I have it as my match of the year. So that way it's accurate and and that way it's kept up with too as well. So, but yeah, dropped kicked. I put a link down in the chat here on Discord. And yeah,
I'm currently looking at it right now. I'm
Yeah.
signing up right now as we speak.
yeah. I mean, it looks. The website is very, very user friendly. So I can't ask for any more. Looks good. So
It's very clean, especially
very.
on this mobile device I'm using right now, as they like to say.
I will say this as well. On top of that, I mean,
Mhm.
we'll be the early users. So I don't really think I don't really think most people have really known about this website. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people signed up today as well. So because I think the word's starting to get out there. So yeah. So if you like to do reviews of movies and you like Letterbox, you will love Dropkick as well. So, but I don't know how soon they got. Let me see how soon they got up. Did they get Dynamite up yet? Let me see for tonight. Let me see Dynamite. Yeah, they already got Dynamite up here already. So currently, Dynamite, they have it currently rated a 3.5 out of 10. I don't,
Ooh.
I disagree with that. I'm giving this a 1.5 tonight.
Ooh.
I'm giving this a 1.5 tonight.
I mean,
I
you
didn't
and I,
like.
you and I have similar tastes and everything like that. And based off of what you said that went down tonight, it ain't hard to disagree. It's not hard to disagree.
I'll just say this: Osprey and Ricochet was good, not as
Hmm.
good as their about the Super Juniors one, right? They redid that spot, not move for move, but it was very similar, right? And you knew what they
Hmm.
were going for, and the fans kind of knew that, right? So that's number one. Number two, you had like Mercedes that was handed or MVP hands Mercedes a business card, so maybe they're trying to get her um into the new Hurt business or whatnot. Yeah, Hangman versus Juice Robinson. I love Juice Robinson, but this is a 5-year anniversary show. I don't think Juice Robinson should be here, but it actually led to the return of Jay White, which I was very fond of. Right, Private Party, they had issues with the Blackpool Combat Club, but now they're trying to go after the tag team championships. I don't know where did that come from. Just Willow Nightingale is on the show, great, whatever, right? But it's just a lot of sloppy things on the show tonight, and a lot of shit just didn't really sit home with me. So
It didn't sound like a lot of things that went down were 5-year anniversary worthy.
no, you had Serena D versus Britt Baker. They were in Pittsburgh, by the way. They were in Pittsburgh, by the way. But again, Serena D versus Britt Baker. I like Serena D, but is that match 5 years worthy? Right? You know what I mean?
No,
No.
not in
You
my
know, what I mean?
opinion.
you had Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn versus shit. What's their fucking name? Um, like was it Mountain or whatever the fuck their name is? Beefcake Boulder and Bulk Bronson. I forget their name. Forget their
It's,
tag team.
it's like gay porn stars.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like and Okada and Danielson was fine, but you know why I have an issue with this match? This is the issue I have with the match.
Mhm.
They had the first 20 minutes for the Continental Championship, and
Right.
then they had the if it goes past 20 minutes, it's gonna go for the AEW World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
You already have Danielson versus Moxley already booked for Wrestle Dream. So you knew that Okada was not gonna beat Danielson for the title.
And I hate when they do matches like that.
Right.
I
So they just
hate.
threw this match together because it's Okada versus Danielson. By all means, for what I saw before I go on, it was good stuff. You can't have a bad, Okada and Danielson match. But
Oh,
the point of it, like the decision to book it that way is stupid. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's dumb, man. It's dumb.
It would have been more better if it would have been strictly for the Continental Championship, because that would have been a big match for that championship. Because I feel like that belt, ever since Okada's had it, feels like it hasn't had the I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's had the big oomph that it deserves to have, especially considering that Okada's this decorated champion from Japan and everything like that. And the fact that he has that belt and it doesn't feel like a big deal is like, But maybe, had it would have just been for that title, it'd have been okay. Finally, this match, this belt, we have a big attraction here for this match and with this belt. So I don't know. Maybe they were just better off doing it that way. But I definitely hate when they telegraph stuff like that, because it's like, okay, you're giving me a way to finish, because there ain't no way Okada's fucking fighting Moxley for the belt at Wrestle Dream. There's no way in the world that's happening. Why? And why would it happen? Why should it happen?
Stupid.
You know?
Stupid. So drop kick. It's easy to rate matches. Like, so if you go to like let's say you go to Dynamite tonight, you can rate the event, like rate all the show overall. So it's have a 5-star rating. Then you can go through each match very intuitive. You can just scroll through it and just pick your stars for each match. And so you can rate the entire event in less than a minute. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
I'm seeing it right now.
It's
Holy hell!
very cool website. Very cool website. So
Yeah, I just made an account. All right.
So Drew, did you give Osprey and Ricochet 5 stars?
I had it on the background. Just saw a bunch of flips.
Oh man,
I gave it 4. That was good. That was really
Gave
good.
it-
Right.
I gave it.
It's not as good as the other one, but gave 4 stars.
Oh man, look at this.
Yeah.
1 star, a half a star,
One
quarter brick,
star.
half a brick.
Stop.
But the show overall, I gave it 1.5 tonight, and that's really because I saw Jay White come back. I would have gave this show a half star if I really wanted.
Blade.
I gave I gave fucking Private Party their match a half star because it wasn't even a fucking match. I gave Britt Baker and fucking Serena Deeb 1 star because that shit was sloppy as shit.
That was bad. That was BAD bad. I
Yeah,
remember.
bad.
I remember. I had it on like in mute in the background because like you can go on Twitch and like some people have it on like live. But I just remember I had the match on. I remember I was doing something. I look up and the match is still going on. I'm like, this shit's still happening.
Yeah, I gave Adam Page and Juice Robinson 2.5 stars. Wasn't a bad match, but also at the same time, it's like, Jesus.
It didn't need to be that long. Like that match didn't. No, I don't think any of these matches except for the opener. Because
The opener and the under were matches that deserved to be at the list that they were, but outside of that, man, the show was fucking.
And then Shelton
Wasn't
Benjamin is now in AEW, so
Yeah.
pretty soon, I guess Bobby Lashley's gonna follow. They're gonna reform the Hurt business.
Yeah, and looks like Mercedes may be possibly joining too as well. So looks like he's trying to he's trying to form a super group, and maybe even Will Hobbs as well. So can't wait to see how it turns out.
Oh man, we need to get Powerhouse Hobbs away from Don Callis. See, and that's the thing that frustrates me too, man. It's like the Don Callis family has so much potential, right? You got Hobbs, you got Fletcher, Takeshita, but there's no progression with it. These guys don't win matches like that, and when they do, there's few far in between. They're just background players, and it's frustrating because Callis can get the heat, and they're talented wrestlers, but it's just like Tony Khan doesn't know what to do with these guys from week to week.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating to see. It really is. But hopefully Hobbs, Tony Khan's gonna want to do something with them first and foremost, especially Hobbs. But I want to see that guy get his due because he's a guy that I like a whole lot, man. He's a badass motherfucker.
Yep.
If I saw him in a dark alley, yeah, he'd be nope. I'll turn right away like Red's dad and Friday. Nope. Mm-mm. I'm walking away. It's over. It's done.
tool, man?
No, hell no. I don't want none. Fuck out of here. It's over. Can I get the Glock? I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. But nah, they need to do something with Hobbs. And if this is the way to do it, okay, he's got my interest. But he does need younger talent because it's like, okay, Shelton and Lashley both. I think Shelton might be 50 already, and Lashley's pushing 52. So it's like, do I have a long term investment in these old guys? I mean, they look great for their ages. Don't get me wrong, and I'm a fan of both guys. Do I necessarily care about guys that are in their 50s, pushing 50, in their 50s? Like, we need some young talent there. We need some talent that's going to be here after those guys are retired. So hopefully to get the right young guys for the group, and we'll see where we go from there. But they have my interest for now.
All right. Let's move on to Bad Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Blood will be this Saturday, October 5th in Atlanta, Georgia, from the State Farm Arena. It will have an earlier start time. It's going to start at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, because there's going to be a UFC program later on that same evening, UFC 307. So early pay-per-view, so early ending time. I'm gonna guess maybe like around 7:30. That's when the show's gonna end. So we'll be doing a pay-per-view post-show this Saturday. RJ, are you down to join?
It depends on what's happening after the show.
All right.
I'll text you and let you know.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
By the way, I have our spreadsheet up here for predictions here with the 5 matches. So
Ooh.
So just as a reminder for folks, made a spreadsheet starting at Bash at Berlin. We did No Mercy. We did not get to do was it All Out or All In or All Out? Actually, we didn't get to do predictions for those. I don't know what happened with that, but then Bad Blood. So now we have Bad Blood here. So Drew has 7 wins and 4 losses. I have 8 wins and 3 losses so far. So we're gonna continue for the rest of the year with this.
Coming for you. All right. So Bad Blood. There's 5 matches, which that seems like the way it's gonna go.
Real quick, are you okay with this show having 5 matches with this particular show?
I mean, if they added like maybe an extra match and do 6, I think that'd be fine. But I think they want to get out of there at a certain time so they're not competing with UFC.
I think so. I think that's what it is too as well. But I wouldn't been mad for a 6 match. I think Gunther and Sammy could have been the 6 match, but
yeah, that's surprising. I mean, I guess I get why, maybe because next Monday is the first 2-hour show since 2012.
Also, remember,
they may give them the whole second hour.
And remember too, Crown Jewel's around the corner. Sami Zayn's fucking over like a motherfucker over there. So keep that in mind too. I don't expect a clean finish on Monday between those two.
No, you're right. Also, I mean, again, maybe put like Mello and Andrade, have their 7th match be on a pay-per-view.
They deserve a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah,
they really do.
That 7th match, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. But 5 is fine. But let's go with the matches. You have a singles match for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan, the champion, versus Rhea Ripley. Dominic Mysterio will be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. So thoughts? Who's winning? Who's doing what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got Liv Morgan retaining.
Me too.
You put the belt on Rhea Ripley, then what?
Me
Yeah,
too.
true. Yeah, I think the money's in the chase for Rhea now that she's a face, or I guess a official baby face.
Right. And
Liv is doing a good job is in this heel role. She's doing a great
she
job
is.
actually.
Doing the
Yeah.
best work of her career.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Mhm.
She's more interesting than she's ever been as far as like from a character's perspective, and also in ring perspective. But yeah, keep it on Liv. I'm pretty sure Dom's gonna play a role while he's in a was it a shark cage? But it should be a fun match.
Dirty ass Dominic Mysterio gonna be locked in a shark cage.
He's gonna have something to give to Liv Morgan from the shark cage and to help her win for sure.
Brass knucks,
He's
probably.
gonna give
Possibly.
he's gonna give Liv Morgan a shank.
Something.
Bad blood, shall we?
I want to hear Joe Tessitore put that shit over.
Oh my! He's got a shank.
What's Dom doing? Dom's giving Liv the shank. Liv is shanking Drea. What's his Rhea? Rhea just got cut from stomach to anus.
Oh god.
Oh, I love Joe Tessitore. Next is you have Damian Priest versus Finn Balor singles match.
I got Priest winning this one.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, they beat him down.
You can't have the Judgment Day win both matches. Liv Morgan is gonna win one. Priest is gonna win one for the territory wins.
Also,
Yeah.
let me bring this up before we get to the rest of our predictions. Like, did you notice on Monday there was like I guess they're trying to tease like some problems going on with Judgment Day with Finn and Dom,
No,
or like Finn called and say, "Hey, I'm going to be late," and Dom didn't really mention it.
no.
Okay, never mind.
What will be the purpose of that?
I don't know. That was just
We
kind of
already just had problems with the Judgment Day. Now we're going back to having problems with this new group.
I thought that was just a way to fake out the LWO so they can beat them.
Yeah, I
That's what
was
I
thinking more of that. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I took that as is, fake out so that Finn could help them win.
right. I'm going to go for Finn. Partially because the last pay per view, Rhea and Damian won. So yeah, I give Judgment Day something, or I guess this new-ish version of Judgment Day. So I'm gonna go with Finn winning.
He can't have the leader of the group because clearly he's the leader of the group. Like he can't have him lose his big pay-per-view match after the turn because this is his first like pay-per-view match since SummerSlam or since the turn at SummerSlam. So Finn's gotta win
that's
the match.
true. That's true. But where does that leave Damien?
Damien to be all right.
Okay, well, I
He'll be
mean,
all right.
I'll
He'll
be
all
I'll
right.
be honest. I'll be honest. I haven't really given a fuck about him since he lost the title. So
I mean,
Pretty sure they'll have a rematch.
yeah, he'll have a rematch, and I'm pretty sure Damien will be all right. All they gotta do is have him wreck motherfuckers. I just think that Finn Balor needs it more because Finn Balor has
I agree. I
his track record has
agree.
not been great at pay per views lately.
I agree 100%. But if I'm talking, but we're talking about predictions here. I'm
Yeah,
predicting that Damian Priest wins. I want
right,
Finn
right,
to win for my
right,
own
right.
selfish reasons. But for
Yeah,
prediction wise, I'm going with Damian Priest. So
right. No,
All right.
I definitely feel you, especially after what happened on Monday.
yeah.
I just got a sneaking suspicion though. I think Finn's gonna eke it out.
All
Okay.
right. Nia Jax versus Bailey for the WWE Women's Championship. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany's gonna cash in. I'm assuming, they teased that last Friday when Nia was choking her, saying, if this ends bad for me, it's gonna end bad for you. And then as she's walking away, Tiffany's glaring at her. So I'm guessing she's cashing in. So I'm gonna go with that.
That's what they want you to think, Drew.
I think we're gonna get the tease of the cash. I don't think we're gonna get it yet. But for this match, I got Nia Jax winning.
Yeah, I got Nia winning too. I think that the cash in, I think there's gonna be a schmozz where Tiffany has the conflicting thoughts of cashing in and this, that, and the other. One thing leads to another. Nia Jax gets the win, and she's still champion. So
Yeah, I'll probably go with that. Yeah, Nia winning.
Mhm.
CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. We've been promised blood, actual blood. I think this isn't going to be a match where there's a clear-cut winner. And what I mean by that is there isn't going to be a thing of like Punk just beats Drew with a GTS straight up or Drew beats Punk with a Claymore. I think it's just going to be a thing of they just beat the ever living piss out of each other until one of them or both of them just like they can't stand no more, and then one of them just gets a pin. So both of them don't look like complete, bitches. I don't know,
So what you're trying to say is that somebody's gonna survive.
somebody's gonna survive, barely,
Yeah.
barely.
Yeah, right before
Um,
Survivor Series. That makes sense.
Prelude to Survivor
didn't,
Series. There you go.
didn't. If only I had a soundboard in here. This match can go either way because obviously with Punk, it's just like give Punk a big win because it's Punk. He's the attraction. But Drew, I think, needs it more because Drew's been getting bitched out in this feud.
Has he really?
I mean,
In comparison to Punk?
he got bitched out at WrestleMania when Punk cost him his match. He got bitched out in Scotland.
Okay.
So
But Punk got bitched out too. Many
how
times.
how did Punk get bitched out?
With this fucking bracelet, so many fucking times with the whole bracelet and shit.
I mean,
When Drew, how
he
many
got
times? How many times Drew attacked him backstage and left him kind of bloodied or whatnot? They both got bitched out.
He
Yeah,
bitched
but
him out in
Drew's been
Chicago. He carried him around like a bitch. He bitched him out in Chicago.
yeah, but
it's like-
Drew's getting he's gotten his moments ruined by Punk, and deservedly so in storyline.
So has Punk too. They both got bitched out evenly, I think.
I don't know. Again, this match can go either way. I don't know. I'm gonna say Drew. I'm gonna say the safe bet is Punk, but I wouldn't be surprised if Drew got the win. But I'm gonna go with Punk.
Yeah, I'm going with Punk. I think if they still want to do him and Rollins, I think you have to kind of have CM Punk win. Drew McIntyre, Gunther's a heel, and Gunther's gonna be champion. I think all of us can agree until at least the end of the year, heading into early next year. He's gonna be
Yeah.
champion that long. I don't see a future for Drew McIntyre on Raw. I really don't. With SmackDown going 3 hours, don't be surprised if Drew McIntyre goes to SmackDown.
And
I'm
that's the point I was gonna make.
I'm not
100%.
Yeah, and plus, hey, SmackDown needs heels. Do
Yeah,
not
feud with Cody.
count. Do not rule that out. Because where else is he gonna go after this stuff with Punk is over with? He's gonna feud with Seth Rollins again? No. And who else is he gonna feud? Raw's got a lot of heels, man. I got a lot of heels, so I don't know. He's gonna feud with Bronson Reed. I mean, the matches can be fun, but the storyline ain't gonna make a lick of sense.
Right.
Especially since Drew McIntyre is killing it in his role right now. So I don't where does Drew McIntyre go from here on Raw?
No,
Have
true.
this win be so uh demeaning to him that he can't be on the same show with CM Punk ever again. And have him go to SmackDown. I think you can pull that off. Maybe swap him for AJ Styles. And I think you can have something there with both guys moving forward. So
Yeah,
but
feud
yeah,
with
that's my
Cody.
prediction. Yeah, definitely. A feud with Cody right off the bat. He probably won't win that. He won't win that either, but
I
I mean, hey,
mean,
there's something. It's something. He's got a future there at least.
yeah, agreed. That's a pretty good point. I wasn't even thinking about that, but should be the main event.
Could be
I
the
mean,
main event. You're
it's
right.
the more it's the it's.
I can't give my prediction, but
Oh no, I thought
There.
you gave your prediction already. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, yes, I am predicting Punk. But I'll keep it short and sweet. I agree with RJ. I was gonna bring that up as well. So appreciate that RJ for bringing that up because I don't have to repeat myself because exactly what I was gonna mention. I think at this point, Drew he has nothing else left to do on Raw. You can take him to SmackDown, have him feud against Cody. and and just have it go from there at that particular point in time. And also on top of this as well. Also on top of this as well, I'm gonna throw a new wrench into this as well, right?
Mm.
It's not too early to talk about WrestleMania season.
Of course not.
You know who's been the very 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 hidden third wheel in this feud.
Hmm.
He you know what, he's not a guy that you would think about, but it's Wade Barrett.
Hmm.
Wade Barrett is the third wheel in this feud.
Hmm.
Yep.
And I certainly think that they may end up doing something with Drew McIntyre and Wade Barrett at WrestleMania. I think Wade Barrett wants to have a match against Drew. I think they've been kind of doing subtle teases towards that as well. That's number one. Also, number two, if Drew goes to SmackDown, well, you know, that's a natural progression over there. Because you got Michael Cole and Corey Graves over there. What's gonna happen? Well, when Raw goes to Netflix, they're gonna switch commentary teams. So you have Testator and Wade on SmackDown, and and even Corey Graves too. Then you're probably gonna have Pat McAfee and Cole on Raw. But I think that something's gonna come out of it. I think Wade Barrett wants to come out of retirement for one match, to have this one match, and obviously the story's gonna be there for that too as well. So keep that on the playing cards right now. Mark this down for October 2nd, 2024. We may see Wade Barrett come out of retirement for a WrestleMania match against Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
WrestleMania at this point, it almost seems very unpredictable because usually every other season you can kind of tell like where the show's going to go. This year, well, I guess next year. Other than like the Punk and Seth match, which seems like it's going to happen, you can't really tell what else is going to happen on the show. Like we don't really know what Cody's going to do. Is Cody going to wrestle Rock? Maybe. What's Roman going to do? What's Jacob Fatu going to do? What's Randy going to do? What's Cena going to do for his retirement tour? So I don't know. It's interesting. It makes for an interesting show. But speaking of Cody,
I know what Jacob Fatu is going to be doing on that show. He's going to be loving Solo. I love you, Solo.
Tribal Chief.
Oh my god!
I don't know. Kevin Castle made me laugh. Like he kind of made me like cackle a little bit when he was talking about Rikishi, like how they could like the bloodline can take him out or whatever for like sympathy for the Usos, and he just goes, "Yeah, Jacob Fatu can just go up to Rikishi and go." And just scare him to death.
Jacob Fatu. I do agree with Kev. He be making those some of those animalistic faces he be making sometimes do be coming across goofy sometimes. I'll be like, hey yo, Jacob, calm it down a little bit. And it's always been a bit with him too. So it's not just all of a sudden like he's been doing that in MLW and stuff like that. So it comes across goofy sometimes. So I definitely agree with Kev on that, but it's yeah, that the whole bit's funny.
All right, speaking of Jacob Fatu, tag team match: Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodlines, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this should be a fun tag team match. It's a Bloodline match, so you can kind of tell where it's gonna go. It'll be interesting to see that eventual interaction with Roman or a physical interaction with Roman and Jacob. I have a feeling they're really gonna like cock tease us with that, where there's gonna be an interaction and then Solo's gonna like pull Jacob and go, "I got this."
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be a fun match. It teases a lot of storylines for Cody down the road, more so with Kevin Owens, where Kevin Owens is mad at Cody, but he doesn't want to tell him yet, and every time he has a chance to tell him something, he gets interrupted by the Bloodline. So, I'm gonna go with Cody and Roman. Seems like the safer bet. But yeah, thoughts? What do you guys think?
Cody and Roman for me too as well. I think that is gonna. I mean, they need something, and we'll see what happens on Friday. But it seems like the babyfaces were having not really had the upper advantage yet. So you know, and let me ask this question. More importantly, do you think this match should main event or the Hell in a Cell? I think the Hell in a Cell should definitely main event in my
Hell in
opinion.
a Cell, and
I
like Hell
definitely
in a
agree with
Cell,
that.
like
That's the main attraction.
I mean, this match, the tag team match, was like just thrown together like 2 weeks ago. The Hell in a Cell match is the main attraction, like RJ just said. It's the biggest feud going on in the company since, well, I guess technically January. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, this should be the main event. There's no doubt about it. This should be the main event.
Yeah,
Unless there's like a thing where like, I was gonna call him Phil, but like Punk needs to like leave early or something, or I don't fucking know. But this should be the
yeah.
main event, or the Hell in a Cell should be the main event.
And plus, if we've seen one bloodline match, we've seen them all. Like, is this match really gonna blow us away unless something spectacular and must see happens? Like, putting all that to the side, is anything really gonna happen that's really main event worthy? Oh, especially over the cell? I don't
No,
think so. I don't think so.
no. I mean,
So,
yeah, I'm
I
assuming
think it's
Jimmy
main
comes
event.
out, maybe.
Even that,
Yeah.
it's Jimmy Uso, the Uso brother that's always hurt. Like, I mean, it'd be great to see him, but who cares? Like at the end of the day, is that going to be a seismic shift?
No, no. I'm just pointing out that could be something that happens.
Maybe it's it's not definitely not a paradigm shift, unlike AEW. Jesus Christ, man, that show sucked. I'm still stuck on that. The show sucked tonight. Not good.
Paradise
Not
shift.
Mm.
Damn, John
But
Moxley.
but that's Bad Blood, people. Bad Blood will be this
Wait a minute,
Saturday.
give my prediction, Drew.
Oh, god damn it! I'm being fucking negateful tonight. What'd you thoughts on the match?
Twist: Kevin Owens turns heel and joins the Bloodline. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think Cody and Roman, I think they're gonna win so they can get close to their match, their rematch. Don't know when it's gonna happen. The streets are saying Crown Jewel. Uh, could happen. Wouldn't be surprised if it happened on that show. I mean, it's a big enough show. The Saudis would pay for it. Um, I think Jacob Fatu is gonna shine, and I think he's gonna outperform all three of the other guys. And he's gonna do what he does best. And I think they'll, like Justin said, there'll be some teases. Like both of you guys said, there'll be some teases between him and Roman and stuff like that. Because they got to know in the back of their minds that's what people really want to see. I mean, Solo Sokoa, man, holy shit! The drop off that this guy has had over the last couple of years needs to be studied. I mean, he had a good cage match with Cody, but that's the tribal chief. I don't know. Has he taken Roman's model of not giving a fuck in the ring or what?
He also
I really don't know.
like when he talks, and this is just a comparison I made. Like when he talks, he reminds me of Ronda Rousey in a sense where he sounds like he's talking to a room full of 20 people, and not 2,000 people.
Yeah, I'm not digging Solo Sikoa in this role.
No.
Is pretty much what I'm trying to say. And I when you heard those reports back in April that the officials were worried about Jacob Fatu overshadowing him. At this point, Tonga Loa is outshadowing fucking Solo Sikoa by
Ooh.
doing the most unintentional goofy as shit. You know what I'm saying? So when Solo Sokoa, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, is the least effective member of the group that he's leading, that's a problem. That is a problem, and it's very, very alarming. And I don't know, man. The sooner that we get to the next step of this bloodline chapter, the better. Where Solo Sokoa is not leading this thing, because to me, he's not the right man for the job. He's not Johnny Bravo. He's not fitting the suit nicely.
No. No, agreed. Yeah. But that was Bad Blood. That was a Bad Blood predictions. It will be this Saturday, like I mentioned. We're doing a show. And yeah, just RJ, if you can, just let me know if you're going to jump on. And we're going to do it at 8. Or I guess whenever the pay-per-view ends, because it starts at 5 over here. So I'm going to guess it ends around like 7:30. So I guess just we'll play it by ear, basically. But it should be over pretty soon. But do we have anything else? Do we have any news?
I mean, I had some news, but I mean, just real quick. I mean, there's really nothing. But Sammy Guevara got really injured tonight.
Yeah.
It didn't look good. I'll just say that. So, um, yeah, yeah. Speedy recovery to him. That's all I can really say. But I don't know if you guys saw what was going on with that. But like he was lying in the ring motionless, and they had to bring a stretcher out for him. So it was during the Ring of Honor tapes before Dynamite tonight. So it did not look good whatsoever. So
Yeah. Sucks.
I'm telling you right here, right now, the more guys get hurt in that ring, just doing stuff that they don't need to do, especially for these TV tapings, the more they're gonna prove Al Snow right that somebody's gonna eventually die in the ring.
well, I mean,
Like,
I don't think they really care about Al Snow being correct or not, but
oh, but I'm just saying, like, it's the way they're going with simple little accidents, and that's all it takes sometimes is an accident. Remember the guy that broke his cousin's neck doing a wrestling move on her? It was an accident, but he
yep.
still killed her at the end of the day. So it's like, I don't know, man. We gotta take necessary steps to pull back on doing astronomical moves and shit like that, especially for these tapings to which people are not watching Ring of Honor like that anyways. And I understand giving people a show and this, that, and the other, but it's just like, is it necessary to go balls to the wall all the time to the point where you're gonna get hurt?
Well, I don't know what happened. I
Me
hadn't
neither.
seen the move, so I'm not going to speculate on that until I actually see it. But yeah, this is like, apparently they're saying this may be like another concussion, possibly. But this is like his second big concussion of the year, and he was gone for a while from the first one. So, and plus that too, also as well, Lady Frost, she ended up injuring someone too as well. Now, apparently, she did like the kind of like the Black Arrow, and she landed on someone's face. So they didn't say who the wrestler was, but yeah, just wish the injured wrestlers a speedy recovery, man, because that fucking sucks. Doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you don't want to see anybody hurt, especially,
No.
I mean, really, really seriously hurt.
Yeah, so
But people have to, you have to tighten certain things up in the ring. You have to really, really, really be mindful of what you're doing and who you're doing it to and the positioning and everything. That's why, Vince used to have guys practice certain aerial moves and stuff like that so that they wouldn't hurt people. Um,
Right.
and I know he got a lot of flack for that, but it's like, do you blame him sometimes? Because when people just carelessly go up to the top and hit some of these moves, they wind up hurting people. So, and we've seen it time after time. I remember when my man from Dark Order got knocked loopy in the middle of the ring because
yeah.
somebody did an aerial move on him and their leg or their knee hit him in the face and knocked him out cold. So, like, sometimes you just gotta watch out and be mindful of what you're doing. So I don't know. Like I said, we wish Sammy and whoever the young lady, Lady Frost,
Yeah, I'm not
injured.
too sure with the woman wrestler. They didn't really say who. But yeah, those have been both on the Ring of Honor um taping. So, but he was they had to bring the stretcher out for him. So that's it's not good. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who it is, doesn't matter what organization, and it was only his fourth match back too. Oh my god, it's only his fourth match back. But anyway,
Speaking of hurt, hearts were broken for a lot of the male wrestling fans. There was a wedding over the weekend. And I fucking blanking on the name. Tatum
Yeah,
Paxley. Tatum
actually.
Paxley. There you go. She got married to Javier Burnell,
Oh,
who's a big body Javi over the
big
weekend.
body Javi.
I don't keep up with these relationships. I had no idea that was happening. I didn't even know they were engaged.
Oh
Good
yeah.
Yeah,
for
they've
them.
been engaged for a while, so good for them. Interesting couple. Very good looking couple. Obviously Tatum's. Yeah. smoking hot.
I mean, how many other people are gonna get fucking married this month or, this year I should say? Because didn't you bring up the Pretty Deli guys getting married last week or some shit like that?
Well,
One,
Elton
one,
Prince
one,
and his girl, was it Kelly Kincaid? They just had a kid,
yeah, and
and
the other one got married.
the other guy, what's his name?
Kit Wilson.
Yeah, Kit Wilson and I always forget her name, Stevie Turner. They got married.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy for all of them.
Yes,
So pretty,
boy.
pretty deadly.
But I don't
People,
care. I don't care. But good for all of them.
people think pretty deadly are gay, but I mean, my God, look at that.
Yes, boy.
Yes, boy. Those are my guys. I don't give a fuck. Those guys are guys are great.
All right. So yeah, we got nothing else to talk about. We're finishing up rather early, which means we got to do the show for another 3 hours. No, I'm playing. But no.
Oh God.
Yeah, we got everything out of the way. Again, I always say this to Justin every week. Thank you, Justin, for making the show work the way you do. And of course, RJ, thank you for jumping on and doing this show with us.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad that I got a chance to be on and chop it up with you guys per usual, man.
Absolutely.
So always a fun time. Always a fun time.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
And yeah, social media, DY Experience, Twitter, X, Instagram. You can find the show anywhere. You can find the show on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify. And there's also a YouTube channel, this YouTube channel. So get those numbers up. Subscribe, like, share at your very instance. And yeah, that's about it for me. Oh yeah, and just again, we're live every Wednesday on the Wrestling Soup Discord as well as YouTube at 9 p.m. Central Time. Mish did some pretty cool things for us over the weekend. He made a nice little banner for us, which features all of our mugs, mine, Justin, RJ, and Ruben and Jeff. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool, Mish. And he also put us on the Wrestling Soup website.
Oh wow.
There you
So
go.
our show, the
We're big time now.
And all right.
big time, motherfuckers. No, yeah, we're on the Wrestling Soup website, the podcast along with the YouTube channel. So oh,
Yeah.
no, I'll have to share you the link, Justin, just so you can take a look at it.
Yeah.
But
Shout out
yeah,
to
that's
Mish, man.
shout out to Mish, the man, the myth, the legend. But guys, go ahead and plug your stuff. Whoever wants to start.
I'll just knock mine out real quick. Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Got some how should I say? Yeah, got something developing here. Nothing huge or big, but I'm gonna start to actually physically making my own t-shirts, not print on demand, but I will actually be doing DTF transfers onto brand new t-shirts myself with a heat press. So could be tested out, see how that goes, and go from there. But you'll be able to see those t-shirts and those designs at Spinebuster Tees at Wonderlands of the Americas inside of Crossroads Mall. Come on in and grab yourself a t-shirt or a Funko Pop or a wrestling action figure, wrestling autograph, vintage magazines. I got it all for you there inside of Wonderland of the Americas at Spinebuster Tees. Also on Spinebuster Tees on Instagram. Follow me on there where I'm posting new things every single day. I'm always getting some unique stuff coming into my shop, so definitely keep on lock for that. But yeah, so follow me on Instagram. I believe we're getting close to two. Well, no, we're not that close to 2,000 followers, but we're getting close to 1,800 followers on Instagram. So go over there, be supportive, and follow me on there. We'll very much appreciate that. And yeah, so that is Spinebuster Tees on Instagram, spinebustertees.com, and Spinebuster Tees at the Wonderland of the Americas.
Yes, sir. And RJ, finish us out.
You can follow me on X at LowRJ Unlimited, where my words have no limits whatsoever. You can follow me on YouTube, the RTJXX, where have my 2K Fed CCW. We just did a pay-per-view on Monday. No, Tuesday actually. Excuse me, yesterday. So if you guys want to check that out, that's available. And also follow my my own little podcast, RJ and the Savage Squad show on Spotify and everywhere else you can find your podcast. And that's it.
And also Friendly Neighborhood Marks. Little podcast me and RJ do.
That's it too. Yeah.
So all right, people, we're done. We will see you this Saturday for Bad Blood, as well as next week, next Wednesday, same time, same channel.
You know the theme song for Bad Blood?
Do I know the theme song for Bad Blood? It's Metro Boomin, right?
Oh well, I thought it was Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That should have been the theme song. I actually would have marked out for that.
Maybe we can do that as the intro for Saturday. So we'll see. All right, people. We'll see you all this Saturday. Take care and peace.
Peace out.
Peace.